Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are going to be continuing the narration and character voicing for the Narration side story in Arknights. And as per usual with this side story, at least we're gonna be going straight into the story. But first off, for anybody new who bumps into this for the first time, playlist is in the description of the video if you want to watch from the beginning. Plus, if you want to watch all of the Nearl side stories in order from top to bottom, you can find them in the description as well. So Margaret Nearl, Pinus Sylvestries, then this story, Narration, and currently concluding in the Wanderer story, aka the Mliner side story that was just recently released. So if you are new to Arknights or the Nearl storylines in general and want to experience them in order, the playlists are right there, so please enjoy. Outside of that, thank you again for the likes on the previous episode and the comments, and let's continue. So, last time, kinda slightly forgot to add the, well, just as a bonus at the end, add the description and title of the training stage, so we're gonna do that right now and then continue on to stage 5. And yes, today's part will include only 2 battle stages yet again, but we will have yet another battle stage included in the narration itself, so look forward to that. But anyway, let us begin with the description of the training stage number 2, Rogue Knights. The love of things material has always roused people's primitive passions, among which violence is the most conspicuous. Beware the most zealous of knights enthusiasts, for there is little they are incapable of doing. Yep, I got it. Rabbit fans. Anyway, continuing on to stage number 5, titled Gossip Kills. Anything unspoken is doomed to disappear. So let us begin. And look who it is. We haven't seen these in a while. Report. The murder knight is displaying rejection symptoms after the ejection. No, we didn't observe similar reactions in the other knights. The pharmacists think it could be an allergic reaction that occurs in Sarkas. What? That's a waste. It's almost as concentrated as the restoration gels they sell in the stores as it is. This stuff is for fixing armor, and they're human. If we keep injecting this into their bodies, we'll end up causing irreparable damage to their brains. Okay, I understand. They're Sarkas, not human. You heard them. Increase the concentration by another 0.3%. We'll find the Sarkas limit. What are you? You knights, Mora must die. The young knight's Mora lets out a long sigh. He looks up to find the familiar night sky has been dispelled by the bright lights of the city. Is this too a symbol of civilization's advancement? Is Kazimierz conquering the night skies with its bright neon lights? He finds himself struck with a sense of melancholy. Hey, Maria! Thank goodness you're okay. Sophia, please don't cry. I'm glad you're alright, Maria. How are we supposed to face old Nearl if something happened to you? Not that we can face him the way things are now. You're not that old. What are you talking? Sophia, could you let go, please? Alright. Sorry to interrupt his exemplary show of sisterly love, but it seems Margaret is missing? When did you... I've been here since the hugging.
Who are you again? Oh, this guy helped me out just now.
It's you. You're... A case of mistaken identity, old knight. So, where's Margaret? After all that ruckus, is the insensitive Radiant Knight still going to carry on with the Major, full-heartedly as she is?
I don't know if we should tell her. The Armless Union isn't going to give up so easily. They'll attack again sooner or later. You're all in danger. But telling Margaret is exactly what they want us to do.
This is the Grand Knight territory. There is nowhere to run. They'll always find you. These are different times, not like before. The General Chamber of Commerce is growing even as we speak.
This is for your own safety, Maria. We have to tell Margaret. Is that really going to solve anything? Are they really going to give up just because she pulls out of the Major?
Do the knights clinging to life in this city have no way out left?
What am I thinking?
It's not a bad thing to be so lost in thought, so long as you're not like a certain someone anyway. Okay, if Margaret isn't here, I still have something else to attend to. Cheerio!
Hold on, what are you...
Zofia? Let him go. Don't ask anymore. It's okay.
Alright then. I owe you for saving Maria though. If there's anything we can do to help, let us know.
Right. Your attack glanced to the side, Maria. Your balance was off and you were a little too slow too. Seems like this is an emotional problem though, and I can't pretend I know how girls work.
Is it an emotional problem?
Knights don't fight on the battlefield. You won't be getting very far on borrowed ideals alone. I like how he points out there that while she has become pretty powerful in her own right, it's the good old thing of she learned from someone, she copied someone, but she hasn't made it her own thing yet. Anyway, Confessarius, seriously, just the name gives me chills.
If you're going to question that, try Darksteel.
I'll pass. He's a Sarkas too, isn't he? Something like a legendary mercenary. A Sarkas from Kazdel, the Radiant Knight, and this Rhode Island. Interesting.
Interesting, and also in the way.
We have to deal with both the board and the Knight Association. We have to take care of the infected so discreetly, and we even have to be careful and cautious about it. When will all of this be over?
Soon.
Right, soon. But Dark still doesn't step up. Doesn't that mean we'll have to take care of all of this dirty work ourselves? Wait. Let's show some mercy. Why not? They lost. I have the right to do whatever I want with them. They are my kin, and I can't bear to see my kin end up like this in Kazimierz. Let me take care of them. Your kin? These filthy creatures don't deserve to be my war prize. I'll break one arm each for their punishment. Take them away, the eyesores. That's it. I thought we'd have to fight to come to an agreement. Hey now. Keep your blade where it is. Forget I said anything. A voice on the television. Reigning victorious over the Candle Knight, the Radiant Knight is making huge waves in both in the media and on the intercity net. Furthermore, citizens are trembling in fear with infected terrorism on the rise across the Grand Knight territory. Area Zero's officer in charge and a General Chamber of Commerce spokesman have announced they will hold a press conference in the upcoming days. Anyway, that's about the size of it, Doctor, Miss Amiya. I'm afraid things aren't very calm in Area Zero these days, and the infected are taking the fall for the uprising that happened the other day. These are extraordinary circumstances, but we don't want to put a stop to the sheltering and medical treatment just because of this. Please avoid wandering around town the next couple of days. I'm very sorry.
Doctor, the news. It's not 100% false, unfortunately. The infected have actually been making a lot of noise, especially after the Radiant Knight defeated the Candle Knight. We had 11 cases of violence just yesterday.
Gossip is a fearful thing, and the media knows that best.
Apparently some of the board members were assaulted? What, there are even protests going on. I just hope it won't affect the Knights. That lady yesterday said she'd buy toys for her siblings with her winnings. Then, does that mean Nearl is...
Protesters. Deport the infected! The infected don't belong in the Grand Knight territory! The infected quarantine zone is an horrific petri dish! What's going on here? I just got out of my meeting. How did things get so out of hand? Look at that city block over there. Isn't that the infected shelter and treatment center? The protests let up a little already. It was way worse this afternoon. They had a huge banner too.
Do you need something?
The Radiant Knight, do you know why those infected dare to do this out in the open? They're committing terrorist attacks all over the city, dragging innocent citizens into the fray. Do you know where they got the courage to do this? It was you. It was you and the Blood Knight. It was you infected knights who gave them the right to resist. I know you're the villain, champion. I even used to be a fan of yours. But staying in the major, you are only giving the infected false hope. False hope that they can change the status quo. You do well to keep your nose clean, Radiant Knight. Don't end up regretting your actions.
What's the matter, Nearl? You don't look like a knight who just won a match. No. Nearl, if there's something on your mind, tell us. Right, I'm just thinking about the infected. About that, we have another lead. Amiya knows already. There's no doubt that someone is behind all this. But you don't need to worry about that right now. Trust me, and trust Rhode Island. Alright. Keep your light shining bright, and worry about nothing else, Nearl. At the same time, please don't push yourself either. You're strong, but your exhaustion is building up. Try to take it easy once in a while. Kazimierz is my home. I'm very happy to see Maria all grown up and aiming to become a knight, and that Zofia and old Marcin are both doing well. But right this moment I feel more relieved that you two are here by my side. Are we your family too, Nearl? It's hard to say, Liz. It'll be some time before winter comes, but it still gets pretty chilly at night here in Kazimierz. Liz, go back to Amiya. We've all been worried about you ever since you left Rhode Island. I know, but that's exactly why I can't drag them into my own mess. But you're fine dragging us into it? You're free to leave now, if you want. Well, well, look at you, our Radiant Knight acting all snarky. Music? Is there a bar nearby? It used to be a row of regular old offices here. If I remember correctly, there was a publisher. The Grand Knight territory wasn't this big. But for the past couple decades, every time there was a major, the Grand Knight territory would pick out 3 cities to dock with after a round of competitive bidding. The Cavalierielki Alliance. The city's changing, and even though this is my home, it feels a little foreign. You haven't been back for very long yet, Nearl. And you dove straight into the Kazimierz major right away. You chose to throw yourself into your ideals. You haven't started living a new, proper life here just yet. I will, sooner or later, but now's not the time. You must be tired. I can feel it. Should we take a walk? The night breeze might sweep away some of your exhaustion. Sure. Take my hand. Of course. How tough was the candlelight? I was surprised to find a knight like her in Kazimierz these days. She's strong, but her hesitation proved to be her weakness. It's too bad we couldn't face each other when she's at her best. Did you enjoy it? I used to despise night sports. No, even now I feel nothing but sorrow for the shape Kazimierz is in. But haven't we been through a lot together?
The 3 friends walk slowly down the street under the Kazimierz night sky. Far away from the loud markets and hustle and bustle, only traces of the city's warmth can be felt in this alley. The warmth comes from liquor and song, as well as the aroma of baked goods that yet lingers as pedestrians come and go.
This doesn't change what we need to do. And that's even if, after everything has come to pass, my journey is destined to be ridiculed.
Someone singing in the background? And no, I do not know the melody of this song, so sorry. Like wings taking flight in the night breeze. Like a traveler with a heart full of dreams. The knight sets out on her journey. In search of true love.
What a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Maybe it's a wandering singer. Is there a place so romantic in Kazimierz too? It's proof that there are people who live here.
A fate as fragile as a cornflower. To face a test fierce as windstorms. Nightingale humming.
Liz, would you care to dance? Huh? Me? What? It's fine. Take my hand. All right. Slow down, Nearl. All right.
The blue bird takes flight in the gentle night sky. It dances amongst the glowing neon towers and navigates through a gently glowing river of time. Taking the Sarkas's hand, the knight waltzes back and forth under the dim lamplights. The sight is reminiscent of the noblest status found in Laterano.
You're beautiful, Liz. Really? Perhaps you will actually be able to dance one day. When that day comes, will you be there by our side?
Of course. The knight stops and kneels down before the Lady of the Lamp.
I promise, Liz. We'll be waiting, Nearl. At the end of your journey, before your light burns out, we'll be there with you. When the time comes, if... Nearl.
Good evening, Radiant Knight, and the lovely Sarkas ladies. I'm absolutely delighted to see you again so soon. I'm not Roy. Get the fuck out! But anyway, as Roy has rudely interrupted this beautiful moment between these between these companions and friends, we are gonna go into our battle stage and into our description of our two opponents. Lazarite Monique. A Lazarite of the Armorless Union Monique. She has a habit of recording her own condition in great detail before operations. She hates Roy and anyone who interrupts her work. I love that it had to be specified that she hates Roy. And then everything else. Roy comes first. Anyway, Lazarite Roy. A Lazarite of the Armorless Union Roy. No one knows how a killer managed to achieve such a position and hold it for so many years. Rumor says that his wealth has already surpassed the CEOs of some small companies, while his power exceeds many competition knights. So, he's a rich boy, and he achieved that with very dirty methods. I kind of wonder, after reading that at one point, I kind of wondered how much his wealth actually compares to, well, certain other individuals in this world who are also very, very rich. Where would that put him on the scale? But anyway, this will be our battle stage. We're gonna bonk a Roy and a Monique, and we're gonna be using pretty much the same team as last time. This is pretty much just to showcase the whole fight against, you know, specifically named and story bosses. And again, I'm gonna let it run on twice the speed until we get Roy and Monique to appear on the field. Alright, and our two Lazarites are about to come out, and here they come. And they got bonked. Alright, that's pretty much it for the map. But yeah, Lazarites. I don't know why I specifically hate Lazarite units. And it's probably just because they can hit across the entire map and they have that little debuff. So, being prepared for them and having units that can, you know, healers that can dispel those types of debuffs is always handy with these idiots, but oh my god, I hate them. Who do we get? Alright. Okay then, let's continue with the after scene.
I was wondering why you would have that immobile Sarkas along with you.
Oh, whoa. Don't press that button. I hit a... I hit a hotkey by mistake. Pardon.
Now I know.
Monique, I'm not sure I get it.
Then shut your mouth and stop embarrassing yourself. The Armorless Union, is it? What do you want?
First things first, please allow me to apologize to the Radiant Knight. This is for the Armorless Union's kidnapping of your sister, Maria. Hey, hold your beasties. It was my doing.
You wretched henchman.
Maria should already have made it home safe. Relax. We have no more tricks to pull on you, and suppose we were going to do anything else, we would have gone for less peaceful results. We at the Armorless Union are just doing our jobs, even if it's not exactly what we want to do. We've got eyes on us from above. You know what I mean.
You're attacking the infected.
That's how the bosses arrange things. Don't lay the blame on us.
The cause doesn't clear you of your crimes.
I guess you're right. But isn't that why we're paying you a visit today?
We have nothing to say to each other. If it is a fight you want, it is a fight you'll get.
Don't worry, Nearl. I gave you an opportunity to bonk them. Hey now, let's cool our tempers, shall we? I'll be frank. We want to shake off the General Chamber of Commerce.
What?
We're here today to make things clear. This clear. We're on different sides. I mean, we still belong to the chamber. But would you be willing to sign a peace treaty with us? You, the Radiant Knight, the Nearl family and its subordinates, as well as this Rhode Island, I'm hoping you will all refrain from getting in the way of our plans. In return, the Armorless Union won't interfere with your quest for glory or lay a finger on anyone that's got anything to do with you.
What about the infected?
Sorry, but we can't possibly do everything either. The infected are a threat to us. Not to worry though, we have a use for these infected knights too.
To take the fall for you? That's not what I want, Armorless Union.
What is the Armorless Union? Long ago, the local farmers and affinities pulled together and hired a group of veteran assassins to stand up to an indulgent knight noble. But they all failed, every last one of them. The knight hanged the traitors atop his castle to make an example of them. The villagers in the territory could only keep their mouths shut and give up their fight. Sometime after that, however, there was an archer who took matters into his own hands. Back then, everyone figured that bows and arrows were no match for a Kuranta's knight's speed, so they weren't really holding their breaths. Yet when the cruel knight's family awoke the next morning, they found the knight impaled through the ground by a long spear mid-charge, his head still looking up. When the crowd got closer, they realized it wasn't a spear at all. It was an arrow forged by Darksteel. Darksteel, the very first member of the Armorless Union. I'm very well aware that we're hired killers, but nonetheless, legends like that aren't always without merit.
Nearl, above you.
The Radiant Knight lifts her head. The streets are only barely lit, and the stars on the night sky are twinkling brilliantly. Among them, a lone shooting star twinkles a few times before straying from the rest of the meteor shower's path. It falls straight to the ground.
An arrow? Break it. Roger. Liz, watch out! Nearl and I both struck it at the same time, and it didn't break. Are you two okay? I'm fine. What was that just now?
Margaret looks to her side in silence. There is a pitch-black arrow, long as a spear, burrowed into the concrete. Impressive! I've never seen anyone react to Darksteel's shots in time, much less dodge them. Your swordsmanship is as impressive as the rumors say, Radiant Knight. That was an eye-popping maneuver from the Confessarius too. Luckily, the arrow is not life deadly. Is that the smell of souls, Sarkas? I've never expected to see such fine swordsmanship and arts from a doctor like you.
Save it. So much for your peace, Tweety.
I'm sure you know already, but that shot wasn't meant to take your lives. The Sarkas sitting over there would be thoroughly dead otherwise. So, now that we've broken the ice, please do give our proposal some thought.
I hope you understand that one shot just now, but the Armless Union isn't begging on bended knee. There are 3 Dark Steels. How many of their arrows can you dodge?
Stop right there! The Armless Union members' figures disappear into the gap between the neon signs and the moonlight. All that remains is the reverberating jazz music.
Dark steel. A metal with an obsidian-like luster. Very heavy. It came falling down from the night sky, just as the name implies. From the night sky?
The night sky. The Radiant looks up again. There are twinkling stars everywhere, seemingly ready to strike down and ambush them at any moment.
This arrow, they must have shot it from far away. It was the high slope of the trajectory that made it seem like it fell from the sky. That makes no sense. The Armless Union and Darksteel, if everything's just like the smooth-tongued guy said, they were the origins of the term Armless Union. These assassins might have their eyes on our heads right this moment. You're right. We need to be more alert. This is Kazimierz after all. It's the fortress of their crimes.
That's a sentence. The fortress of their crimes. Malkiewicz.
What's the matter, Mr. McKee?
It seems like you're lightened up a lot the past couple days. Did something happen?
No, I just figured out what it is I should be doing.
Oh, yes? You have a close relationship with Rhode Island Pharmaceuticals, and that you even arranged for their leader to meet with a few other compatriots the other day. Corporations, pardon.
That's true. Is there a problem?
I'm sure you know, but public opinion on the infected has been getting out of hand. We'll have to do something sooner or later. Rhode Island is one of the few foreign companies that operate in Area Zero, but they have the Adeptus Pravilivli support nonetheless. We must treat this Rhode Island seriously. Actually, a few of the executives have already made clear that they want us to investigate and make sure they are dealt with.
Dealt with, huh?
There are certain secrets about Area Zero that we can't let an outsider uncover. We're deploying the Armorless Union here, and the responsible party will again be given the Platinum's command.
The Armorless Union?
However, I also propose to the board that they put you in charge of this.
Mr. McKee, thank you.
Don't mention it. I'm hoping your relationship with Rhode Island will keep things simple. When you do business in Kazimierz, you have to play by Kazimierz's rules.
I understand.
Pardon? Another thing, please make sure word doesn't get out of this whole affair. Last things turn dangerous, even though Platinum and most of the Armorless Union are still under control. There remains a problem with the Armorless Union's internal affairs. A huge problem.
Doctor? Spacing out again? Are you bored? Lately, a lot of people here in the Grand Knight territory are boycotting the infected knights. If it weren't for that, I would have loved to take a stroll around town with you.
Ami is under a lot of pressure.
Well, but of course. I find myself wondering, what is your company trying to do here in Kazimierz?
It is trying to deploy text for ads. Excuse me. Zoom! Closure's always complaining that we are in the red. We had to think of something. Zoom out! For fuck's sake. They need to do something about those speech bubbles at some point, right? Oh god. Lara also told us there are a lot of people here in Kazimierz who need help. I asked her what her plan was. I decided to give her my full support, and so did Amia. That's why we're here.
That's a pretty unsurprising answer. Though in the past I would have thought it an excuse. I guess the Radiant Knight has pretty high standing at Rhode Island.
And while all of these three apply, I would say the most Dr. Ask response would be number 3 here. Margaret Nearl is one of our operators. I've never thought of her as the Radiant Knight.
There are a lot of knights who respect the Radiant Knight, though it's always for the same 2 reasons. It's either because she is a Nearl, or that she's the Radiant Knight. As a Knight of Kazimierz, it's interesting to be given a different answer. Doctor, I was sold as a slave to Kazimierz, ever since my master taught me to be ready to give my life for others. Even now, I'm ready to die for you, you know.
Because you were tasked to be my bodyguard?
That's how campaign knights are trained. That's why the Radiant Knight's actions feel somewhat distant to me. Do you think it's a noble thing to give your life for somebody else's ideals?
Of course.
What if that person's ideal is to give their own life for somebody else? What would that get us in the end?
A better world. As long as it's something better, I'd call that a win.
That's a naive way of thinking. It's nothing like how sharp you were when dealing with the KGCC.
Say, Gravel.
What is it?
If you don't think I'm worthy of your sacrifice, then don't make it.
How could you say that? You're doubting my loyal...
If you think I'm worthy of your sacrifice, then live on for us. You're a brilliant knight, and you are a partner of Rhode Island. You're free. God. That couple... This side story has so many just lines that just get deployed and just my heart just... just you feel the tug there. Nice. Love it. But also I would like to say, and I said it already in the previous part, if you want to see Gravel's upbringing, her module short story that you get just by unlocking her module, pretty much is a time skip through different periods of her life, from her being taken in by the knight she was given to, or rather bought by. I think he buys her, whatever. But yeah, it pretty much shows her from her childhood in a couple of lines to where she is right now. It's a very interesting read, especially because on the surface you would think very badly, of course, of the knight who purchased her, but that person is very interesting. I will not lie about that. Kinda like the guy, even though it's very dubious. But anyway, I would highly recommend it. I will link her module short story in the description of the video, so feel free to go ahead and give it a listen. Anyway, continuing.
What's on your mind?
Nothing, it's been a while since I last saw Darksteel make a move.
When was it?
You weren't a Lazarate yet. It was when we took care of the last Platinum. That Platinum was Centuria's master, or something like that, I guess. It was raining that day. The time was 4:47 p.m. and I was just about to go on a business trip to another city. I was the only Lazarate at the time, and I got a call all of a sudden. They told me that Platinum betrayed us, and I had to take him out immediately.
So, did you kill your own co-worker with your own two hands?
Nope. If I'd done that, I'm not sure I'd ever get a decent night's sleep again. Again, very interesting to showcase that, yes, this man is not just your typical, like, aloof, I just take lives and get money for this, and I don't care. He does have a heart. Actually, by the time we made it there, it was an unfinished building. The whole third floor was wrecked, and the trader was nailed to the wall high above the ground with one of Darksteel's heavy arrows pierced straight through his chest. Now, I may be an amateur when it comes to on-site investigation, but I could tell that Platinum tried to run away, only to get shot through the chest by the arrow mid-air and pinned to the wall like that. I was standing right under the wall, and the poor guy who fell in love with his target and tried to betray us was nailed right there above me. I can still see it in my mind. I'd never seen a wall as white as that, and he looked like he really suffered. Only an idiot would be fooled by somebody spouting freedom and platitudes. They don't understand what it actually means to survive. It's me. Are they finally making their move?
Pinus Sylvestries, huh?
Right. They're very cautious, but they couldn't hold back any longer. I mean, we've had those infected boycott protests the last 2 days. It's ironic. I'm not even sure who's the victim here anymore. Another phone call. Does it ever stop? Hello. Why didn't you position yourself at the specific coordinates? The Confessarius and the Radiant Knight wouldn't have blocked that arrow. You had them face north, and they saw my arrow in time. I could have killed the Sarka sitting on the chair, at least. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I can't just laugh this one off, huh? That was my quick thinking, boss. The Radiant Knight's a stubborn one. If you kill one of her friends, you'll just end up provoking her. If she'd lose her cool, I didn't see why we shouldn't have. That would have been too dangerous, boss. Sorry for only cluing you in after the fact. But I think the threat level we're at is just right. Let's not overdo it. Trust me, the Radiant Knight won't get in your way. By the way, may I ask how things are going right now? The board will figure this out soon, but no matter. When the city is paralyzed by the infected, I will end the last of the insiders, personally. And then no one will know the identities of the Arbalest Union's highest-ranking members.
In position.
Loud and clear.
All ready.
Yeah, we can do this.
Sona, the backup power's kicking in way too fast. They might have improved their emergency measures. Please be careful.
Huh, so you're saying I should put on an even bigger show? That's right, Wildmane. Bash those Arbalest Union's bastards' brains in. Of course, I'm ready anytime.
Ivona will ambush the Arbalest Union's patrol head-on. After half an hour, Ashley will ambush the supply sector. If we don't run into any surprises, the Adeptus' guards will be sent away at that point. I'll infiltrate the KGCC and take what we need. Easy peasy. Okay, let's get this started.
I can help you sneak into the building, but that's all I can do for you. You'll also need somebody to keep your escape route clear.
That's more than enough. Thanks, Toland.
Don't forget what I said. What you folks are doing means much more than you can even ever imagine. Now, let everyone see the city cry its eyes out. Hey, look. We finished one single stage and it didn't take a full hour. Alright, anyway, joking aside, let's continue on to stage 6, titled The Surrounded. Every warrior is surrounded by enemies, every citizen is surrounded by the city, every city is surrounded by the boundless wilderness. The infected are making their move.
They'll really charge through the front door.
They'd better. The bigger the ruckus, the less we leave the board to use against us. How are things at the power plant?
Are you doubting me?
I wouldn't dare.
Can I kill Wildbane?
Of course, now that things have come to this. If we find ourselves some prey, that'll help make our owners less grumpy.
They're prey who got away to begin with. I'm just taking back what should have been mine. Contact Team 3. Have them pack it up and come with me.
Wildbane spotted. Well,
too slow, Armorless. Pulling dirty tricks in the shadows. Don't tell me you people have forgotten how to take on a knight.
But the infected.
This is for Jamie and all the innocent who died by your hands.
Ivona, don't forget what Sona said. Avoid killing anyone if you can. At the very least, when you kill them, make sure you're prepared to handle it.
Hey you, Armorless. How many people have you killed?
Trying to act all righteous now, are we? Hypocritical brat. Like when I was a bounty hunter on the Golden Prairie, I never gave a crap about that. Have you forgotten what life outside the cities is like? Those who stand at the top, the strongest survivors, are all cold-blooded bastards. That's the way it goes.
Say whatever you want, but I've won. When you've lost, you're dead. Nothing you say matters.
You...
He probably sent out a distress signal just now. Hopefully that will lure the Armorless Union here. That'll make Greynut's job easier.
Fartooth. Oh, as a by the by, I don't know, I completely forgot to pay attention to it, but I forgot to also mention it. From now on, Plastic Knight's name will not be any more Plastic Knight in the text bubbles below, like it was, but now that he's fully on board with all of this stuff, he is actually just called Chefchik by his name. I like little things like that. Anyway, Fartooth, have you spotted any Armorless over there?
No. What about you?
Greynut is already in position, just waiting on our signal. That said, the Armorless can't be this slow to react. Did Wildbane really manage to lure them her way?
She probably... Armorless spotted. They're heading your way from an alleyway on 4th Street. Ivona? Ivona? Can you hear me? Ivona? Hey, Shepchik? Ivona? The transmission got cut. No way. In a city with this much transmission traffic?
The silence is creepy. Ivona, I have a bad feeling about this. Are those Armorless guys really such pushovers that we can take them down with an ambush?
I'm not sure. Bigger problem, I'm not getting any of Justina's transmissions, and she should be staring down at us from somewhere up high, right? Move!
All of a sudden, Ivona is overwhelmed with an aura so suffocating that it threatens to make her puke. She isn't sure this is really a biological response. It could be some kind of toxin or an arts effect. Then a figure leaps down from the top of a tall tower. The figure lands on the ground. The landing is silent as the whale lightly covering her.
You jumped from so high up, but you didn't even let out a peep, huh? Must be nice to be a feline.
Team 3. What? When did they...
The difference between these guys and the ones we fought just now are night and day. She's wearing blue. Is she the Lazarite from the other day? You go on ahead.
But...
Go!
You better survive this.
Huh? No way. I didn't even see her pull that bowstring.
The armless Union operative in blue maintains her one-handed throwing posture. A hint of dissatisfaction comes through her cold expression. After all, this hunt started on an unlucky note.
She threw it?
Yep, she literally chucked the arrow at the guy. Not shot it with a bow, chucked with hand. My leg! Ah, my leg!
Grit your teeth and keep running. Don't stop. Hey, stop looking around. I'm right here. Are we infected all idiots? Look how many bows we have aimed at you. Wild Main Knight, you should be dead several days by now. Good on you though. You still have the chance to play hero today. Now run. I don't want this hunt to end on such a boring note. Let's kill some time together. Ha! You seem to be mistaken. Do I look like the kind of gal who hides in the shadows? You look like the kind who's getting herself killed. We infected are sick and of toiling our miserable lives away like that. You're just a bunch of despicable bastards hiding behind the KGCC, doing all kinds of shady business. Every one of us living out in the open is stronger than you.
Remember their faces. Remember these knights, these Kazimierzians, these cold-blooded murderers. Don't let them get away with it.
Armorless scum. Have you ever fought a Gloompinzer on the brink of death? Do you know how a dying cornered animal fights? You're too full of yourself. I may die, but it doesn't mean I'll lose. And you'll pay your dues right here. Then, my friends will. Look at you. No fear of death on your face. You don't want to live, yet you still want to win. Ridiculous.
The blue armorless Union operative takes out an arrow from behind.
Come. You're going to use that arrow as a blade? What? You're looking down on me? Of course. You little... So that's the speed you Kuranta are so proud of? Don't underestimate me! Don't be such a crybaby. I made sure not to kill you. Now let me see how much blood you have to spill. After I've painted the entire street with it, the infected hiding in the dark will probably stop resisting.
Lazarite, she's infected though.
If you're worried about catching it, you should look for a new job. Once death calms her down, it'll be much easier to deal with the resisting infected. It's been a while since I've heard from Justina.
Maybe she ran into some kind of trouble?
Either way, there's 5 minutes till our ambush. Sona should be in position by now. We just have to trust each other. It's almost time. Everyone, be safe.
4 minutes.
You didn't even last a few minutes. Go on. There should be 7 or 8 infected hideouts around here. Though I wouldn't be surprised if they're empty by now. Search all of them, one by one. Get back here. I'm not done yet. I'm leaving her to you. Not worth any more of my time.
Right. All units prepare to fire.
Didn't I just say I'm not done?
She still has the strength to fight?
I don't want to kill too many people here. The old and the young can go, but I'll take the heads of 10 infected knights back to keep my bosses happy.
You murderer! What did you do to Ivona?
She should probably have passed out from the blood loss by now, though it sounds like she might still be putting up a fight.
You monster!
You should know that even if you manage to get away now, it won't vindicate you. I'll say it again. 10 infected knights for the lives of everyone else.
How can we trust you? You're just a bunch of murderers, a bunch of sick bastards.
I'll count Ivona. Just the lives of 9 more knights.
You...
Are you sure you can win? Never mind then. It'll be faster if I do it myself.
No, what's the rush? If you want to keep your bosses happy, surely you'd want quality over quantity. Wouldn't you agree?
Stolen cash.
Not to toot my own horn, but I'm sure I'm worth a hefty sum on the wanted posters.
If you're willing to give me your own head, then I won't need any more.
Don't taunt her, Toland, she's... Lazarite Monique of the Armorless Union, am I correct?
I said it before, I don't like to be interrupted when I'm working. If you don't plan on giving yourself up, that makes 3 times you've interrupted me, Tolan Cash.
The injured infected knight isn't able to see everything clearly. By the time his eardrums react, there's a sharp clashing sound. Phew, you really are quick on the draw with that bowstring.
You saw it? No, your stance. That's the sword hand of a knight. Since when do bounty hunters have tricks like that?
Oh, don't say that. If all we knew was shooting arrows, setting up traps, pulling dirty tricks, and waiting for our prey, would we really be any different from the scum in the Armorless Union?
You won't dodge any more of my shots.
You sure? Whew, that was close. Might want to watch your step, though.
An explosive trap? You're still a bounty hunter in the end.
Needless to say.
Charge. You've received knight training. That's it. You're helping the Nearls, so you must have something tied up with them. This really piques my interest. But work is work. We can't waste too much time on you.
2 minutes. Man, what a pain. There's just no catching a taxi during the major, is there?
Excuse me, which way is the whole holiday night souvenir shop?
Hey, look at the time. Let's find a restaurant and get a bite to eat first. Oh no, right, you're back. Well, you look at that! Our Colombian newbie is about to overwhelm Vistarian Knight once again! Impressive speed! Now just one more... Hold on, what's going on? Unbelievable! A devastating accident at the very last moment! Did our newbie trip? Come on, this is the major! Get up! Shut up, Bob. 1 minute.
Do you always leave work this late, Miller?
What do I owe the pleasure? If I had known in advance, Lady Russell, I would have received you more properly.
Don't worry yourself. I won't be taking up much of your time. Tonight will be messy. There will be lots for us to take care of. Mlynner, is the sword-bearing Wanderer back? The Wanderer traveled through corpse-laden battlefields and boundless wastelands, at last making it to the fortress lit ablaze by cannon fire. Is the Wanderer not back yet?
30 seconds.
I still haven't heard anything from them, but we can't wait any longer. In 5 minutes, we'll begin our ambush and cut off the core power source. The core district, where the General Chamber of Commerce is, will lose all power. Then and only then will Sona have a chance to break inside.
A big show then, huh? I like it.
Our Adeptus friends should have withdrawn the security here, clearing a path for us. We need to be quick. Get ready.
Huh? What's that? Was that an explosion?
The power supply sector? Why?
Ashlock, why did you start the operation early?
No, we haven't started the charge yet.
We've been had. Get out of here. Now sleep, Kavallerielki, my beloved Grand Knight territory. Good night. And from dazzling light, 3, 2, 1. Pitch black and emergency lights. And we will continue with the after part. Everything has descended into darkness.
Did Grey Nutty succeed? Did Sona make it inside? When all is said and done, will we really be able to live in peace here in Kazimierz?
Don't kid yourself. And I wanna point out that right now the person speaking, and this is obviously happening in a sort of delusion in Ivona's head here, is none other than the very knight that died in the battle against Brass Rust, Knight Jamie.
Huh?
Think of what we had to go through. We had to fight wild beasts in the underground arenas, sometimes even our fellow men. We still carry the pain and scars that will never go away. The bosses wanted more blood and excitement. They wanted us to throw matches and to do their shady biddings outside the arena. We had no choice but to do what they wanted. What do you think all that was for? Look at all those places outside Kavallerielki. Where do you think the infected can go?
Where we can go?
We have oripathy, an incurable disease. We will die sooner or later, and when we do, we'll lay waste to whatever unfortunate patch of ground we collapse onto. We are ominous, we are uncontrollable, and we are different. We are here to be despised. Do you think the Adeptus Prohibili will really allow the infected to start a proper nightclub? Is there really room for the infected to live in Kazimierz? No, anywhere in this world? And even if there were, what does that have to do with you? She's not moving. Is she dead? I sure hope so. I don't really want to fight the infected. I mean, what if we catch it? Go take a closer look. If she's dead, we'll see the damage control team up here.
Oh, are you calling that dead? Come on, you dirty armorless. I'll take all of you down. You murderers. You all have infected blood on your hands.
She still has the strength to move. She's bloody all over. She can barely even stand. Just give up already.
Come on. Come at me. None of you are getting away.
She's got backbone, I'll give her that. Let's show her some mercy. Finish her off. I mean, she's going to bleed out in a few minutes. Man, Monique really knows what she's doing with those techniques.
If I were stronger and faster, maybe I could have escaped these unfortunate times. Escape? No, what am I thinking? Move, damn it. Why is my vision so blurry? Open your eyes.
It's okay, it'll be over soon. All of a sudden, the armorless stop what they're doing. Footsteps. The footsteps are heavy, not like the light footsteps of these murderers. Like whoever is making them is carrying a boulder that weighs 1,000 pounds. A muffled conversation between the armorless.
What are they talking about?
The conversation continues.
Why are they... No, don't go. Stay right where you are. I can still...
Let it go, Knight. You've done very well.
What's going on? Why is it dark all of a sudden?
What's going on? Huh? Is the power out all over town? Lord, how much money are we going to owe for this? Hey, you! The knight over there! Come and help evacuate the audience!
Phew! Whoa, it's pitch black outside. Are you sure you guys aren't overdoing it, Grey Nutty? Still... The KGCC's building has its own power source. They're almost out of time. Huh? Someone's here.
Where did the power go out? Look outside, the whole city's... Is there a problem with the power plant again? Is this another great separation? Calm down. Oh, Mr. Malkiewicz. Fortunately, the spokesman's meeting is today. The directors are all inside the chamber building right now, safe and sound. That's right. Follow instructions and help evacuate the crowds. Contact the Adeptus leadership. Our first and foremost priority is to make sure there isn't a lapse in public order. Each district should have its own backup power source. Have the officers in charge make the necessary arrangements. Yes, sir.
The board of directors meeting. No, my priority right now is to find the machine room.
Lazarite, sir. Well, things have gotten way out of hand. That's why I said we had to be more decisive with the infected. We can't give them an opening. Lucky the director summoned me here today. Who knows what could have happened to our bosses? We'll review this series of events later.
No problem, but most of the Armorless Union and Monique are rounding up infected up and snuffing them out right now. It might take them some time to get back.
Very well. For the time being, please put your original mission on hold and ensure the director's safety.
Okay, though I am. No one would dare go after the board, right? Snuffing them out? No, they'll be okay. I gotta hurry. Please be okay, Ivona. Where are you?
Fartooth!
Plastic? Have you seen the others? They took out our comms.
It's not that simple. We're in the middle of the city. If they manage to cut off our comms, that means our channels were intercepted right from the start. It wasn't Ashlock who took out the power plant either. The power plant went down before she could start her ambush. She's probably heading to where Flametail is right now.
What?
The Armorless. They've been planning something, and they're passing the buck to the infected. Find the others. We're in real hot water right now.
Ivona!
Justina finds the prideful infected knight collapsed in a pool of blood. Her armor is stained a gory red.
Ivona, wake up! She's still breathing. Shevchik, give me a hand.
Hold on. Has someone else been here? The armorless assassin don't use axes. And even if they had an axeman, these marks. The wall is oozing blood. It's him?
Download complete. So this is the plan for Area 0, and some sensitive information on the Armorless. It feels weird being able to get my hands on this stuff so easily. Now let me get out of this stinking place. Ah, my tail!
What are you standing there for? Hurry up and contact the National Council.
And you, isn't your department supposed to help evacuate the Fireblade Arena? Get moving!
We'll escort the spokes lady. Is she on the second floor?
Things are a mess here. Perfect. I just hope I can get away without much trouble.
No way. Did someone seriously sneak into the KGCC building during the chaos?
Did he see me? Ow, 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 ow. Where am I? Was I leaning on the door? I didn't even notice. It's dark. Is this a meeting room? I gotta find a way out.
Sona has always felt as though she is fighting against something. Against the Armorless Union, against the General Chamber of Commerce, against all the injustice the infected face, and against even fate. She has never actually doubted whether her actions are necessary. But right this moment, she feels a chill reaching from her head all the way to her feet, causing her to waver a little. Indeed, this is the first time she has ever wavered. It's as though she's just seen a tremendous ice sculpture in the middle of summer. A call is coming in. The ringing echoes throughout the empty room.
Hello?
Flametail Knight Sona. I appreciate your efforts. Excellent work.
Huh?
Right now you have two options. Lazarite Roy is standing outside the conference room you are in as we speak. This is going to be a very simple transaction. You are holding two storage devices. Hand over the one on the Armorless Union. You may keep the information on Area 0. That will be more than enough for you to bargain the right to a legitimate life from the Adeptus Prohibitory. The way I see it, you have no other choice. Get a grasp of the situation, Flametail Knight. I have nothing against the infected, much less you. Be it knights, merchants, or infected, they are all narrow-minded. Don't make an enemy of society, infected. The server has already been destroyed. The chip in your hand is the very last copy. The choice is yours. Perhaps you are thinking of smashing this telephone right now. Then do it, if you believe that's the answer to your revolt against fate.
Whoa, you figured it out, huh? That's something. So the lazarite is right outside the door now. What do I do? Which floor is this again? This is way too high, isn't it?
Sona!
Ashley, catch me!
What are you up to this time? Why are you up there? Whoa!
Ow, 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 ow. Good thing I used arts to soften the impact. Why are you looking at me like that? Alright, no more wild moves. Now, let go of my tail, will you?
I'm glad you're okay. Somebody took out the power plant before we could get to it. Whoever they are, they're using us.
No matter, we have what we need. Ta-da!
This? A small little chip like this can change your fates?
We'll just have to hope it can.
Whew, that's gonna be at least a 12-meter jump. And look at you, still full of pep, infected. Haven't had enough yet. Hey, that get up. You know me.
The Armorless Union keeps its top-level secrets from regular old knights. But, Lazarite Roy, you're the only Lazarite assassin who hasn't been replaced in the past dozen or so years. There are all kinds of rumors centered around you. Of course we know you.
Really? Glad to know I'm famous. It's not necessarily a good thing for an assassin to be famous, though. I mean, the Armorless Union's not like you knights. We can't cash in on our fame. So, either you hand me the little chip and walk out alive, or I kill you and take the chip myself. Personally, I'm not very fond of fighting to the death, especially when there's no money in it. Sona, are you okay?
I'm fine. This is gonna be a tough fight, though.
We just need to stay alive.
Huh. How long has it been since the last time we fought side by side for real? Since our fight against the Gloompincer?
Come on, give me some credit. Give me some more credit than that. I think I can at least put up a better fight than a Gloompincer. Good thing I have these emergency lights. I never thought they'd actually come in handy. What's going on? Another great separation. The power really went out for the whole town. What kind of sick joke is this? How could this happen while the Major is on? The power will be back soon, but just who managed to plunge a city that never sleeps into darkness? Ridiculous. Just ridiculous. And that is where we are gonna stop for today. Alright, this part was slightly short. Well, quite shorter than the last two. But still, this will be it for today. Next time we're gonna continue with, or rather tomorrow we're gonna continue with probably the next two parts, if it's gonna be as long as usual. And yeah. All I can say is thank you for watching. If you like this narration, please consider leaving a like. It helps it be recognized better in the algorithm. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. There's a lot more of these narrations on the channel that you can peruse through. And as always, I hope you have a fantastic day wherever you are. And I will see you in the next part. Until then, bye bye.